Hey guys, Raven here. Today's video is going to be explaining and hopefully debunking the claim Yuha's loss is an ass pull as well as other such claims. Let's start with some reasons as to why you may feel like it's an ass pull. The ending was rushed. That rushed ending led to Uryu's arrow not having build up, Ichigo being a Quincy, Ichigo's powers feeling inconsistent, side characters getting no resolution, romance that was delegated to novels, the Soul King and lore delegated to novels. So come with me as I explore this topic, starting with why was the ending rushed. Why was the ending rushed? Simple. Kubo was sick, he had a broken shoulder and severed tendons. Kubo throughout his career on Bleach has talked about how overworked and sick he was, which could be an aspect as to why Thousand Year Blood War had less backgrounds than his previous arcs. But to me, this makes no sense since Kubo's style is minimalistic as well as he has ridiculously rich character arc. How did this rushed ending affect Bleach and was Jump responsible for its rushed ending? To explain this, I let the novelist Narita, I don't know how to pronounce it, the main Bleach novelist tell his recollection of events. Kubo-sensei told us he was planning on ending Bleach in a year or two. When Kubo-sensei told us, I was shocked. So I laughed and said, "You're joking, right?" But when Kubo received his formal end date, I felt like it was the end of an era. Translations for those who are still denying Kubo ended Bleach. He asked for a year or two to end it. They gave him a year. Key words. Kubo asked to end it. But how did this rushed ending affect Bleach? It basically made Kubo cut a bunch of his planned story out. Kubo had 10 years of content planned. He ended it near the 4 to 5 year mark. So Holly-Bell's story was cut, Yoruichi and Kisuke's fates were cut, etc. This leads us to the next section. The Still Silver arrow not having proper build-up, and Ichigo being a Quincy was bullshit and his powers levels were inconsistent. Did Uryu's arrow and Still Silver have no build-up, or were they ass pulls? No, they had build-up. Was it enough build-up to be an effective reveal? Fuck no. So let me explain the build-up as best as I can. When Ryuken's father, Soken, gave Uryu a box. That box contained the prototype of Volstanding, or Holy Form. That exact glove Soken gave Uryu was called Let's Steal, the beta version Soken stole from the Stern Ritter. It also contained that equipment Uryu used throughout the Thousand Year Blood War to set traps and to help his friends as he acted as a double agent. Next in the line of progression is Uryu's father and mother. Uryu was originally going to be Masaki Korosaki's child. She was to be married to Ryuken. This never came to be due to Aizen's hollow named Wyatt and a certain Shinigami. But this led to Ryuken marrying a mixed-blooded Quincy. Her name was Kane Kadagiri. This is important because it means Uryu was mixed-blooded and led to the eventual creation of Still Silver. So why is this important? Still Silver is made when a Quincy gets the power stripped by Yuha's Ashwelin. A silver thrombus forms in the heart of the Quincy. That silver is basically concentrated no Yu juice against Yuha. You can see where this leads. Uryu's mom dies, Ryuken uses the silver thrombus from her heart and makes the arrow, but this doesn't explain how or why Uryu has antithesis. Well, he had a very weak version of antithesis his entire life. It's how he survived Yuha's scanning of the mixed-blooded Quincy. Uryu later in life, when he was 17, drank Yuha's blood, which engraved a antithesis into Uryu's soul. So you may ask, why is this important? Antithesis can and will negate some of the Almighty's effects. We first see this when Yuha states this after Uryu drinks his blood. And then later, when Hotchwolf can't read Uryu's future properly. It also has the ability to change any event between two designated points in history. This is why Ryuken couldn't use Still Silver against Yuha. That's why it had to be Uryu. So let me put this into a narrative perspective. Kubo used something called Chekhov's gun to foreshadow Still Silver. What is Chekhov's gun? It's quite a simple concept. Chekhov's gun is a dramatic writing principle that suggests the details within a story or play will contribute to the overall narrative. So let me simplify this even further. Kubo set up Kane's death as a plot-relevant gun on the wall, like the classic example of Chekhov's gun. That death led to Uryu seeing his father operating on his mother. That also leads to his disdain for his father throughout the series. This Still Silver plotline also tied up another plotline from Soul Society by making Uryu realize his father was a good person in an utterly fucked up situation like Soken said. This death also led to the formation of Still Silver, which Uryu saw happening. You may ask, why am I saying it isn't a good reveal if I had this much to say about it? Well, thanks for asking. It's because the reveal and execution happened within 20 chapters. Now, we saw the build-up for, his mother dying in the chapter 500s. But the full reveal happened in the late 600s. That's a lot of time in a monthly series, but not a weekly. This was due to the rushed ending. Now I'm going to debunk the claim that Ichigo being a Quincy is inconsistent or not foreshadowed. You may ask, when was the first time we see Ichigo use a Quincy power? He himself used it in Soul Society, but we see Zangetsu use Quincy way earlier. It is explained to us by Uryu that Quincy's suck in reishi from the atmosphere, and Shinigami use reishi from their own body. When Ichigo is training for his Shikai, we see Zangetsu manipulate the reishi in the air. By that I mean he sucks in the reishi from the atmosphere and turns it around in his hand, twisting it, which Arrancars and Shinigami cannot do. Zangetsu as well in Soul Society makes Ichigo use Blood Veins, stemming his bleeding, as we see his Hollow give him a huge power boost under Yuha's command. Next, I'd like to point out Zangetsu or White told Ichigo he was his true Zanpakuto, hint his immense skill with the Bankai blade and blades in general, and why as Ichigo was stronger as an Arrancar or Shinigami, whatever you like to call him, White gained control over Ichigo's inner world. Next, I'd like to point out the fluctuation of Ichigo's power that he had throughout the series. You may ask, Raven, why does his power fluctuate? Well, the answer is quite simple. Old Man Zangetsu, or Yuha, was tampering with Ichigo in his growth. He didn't want Ichigo to become a Shinigami, so he did the best he could to protect him from that route and become a Quincy. So let's make this very long-winded section short. Ichigo was a Quincy since the start of the series. How strong is Ichigo and why was he able to kill Yuha? I mean, these panels speak for themselves. I don't really need a script for this part, but fine, I'll explain it. Ichigo attained the power of the Soul King long before the Yuha fight, around 1 year and a few months. The power of the Ryo was attained by sacrificing his bond with Zangetsu and training in the Dangai for 3 months. You may ask, how was 3 months enough? Because his Zanpakuto spirits are several thousand times stronger than he is. He was not even in the same league of power as them, and that power was used to defeat Slosuke Aizen. Ichigo in Thousand Year Blood War attained this as his base power by forging his true Zanpakuto with Ohetsu. This is important due to the fact Yuha literally had fucking nightmares at Ichigo killing him. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about it, and I'd like to introduce my good friend Poxal.
Hello and welcome to the things left unanswered because of rushness, but answered in the light novels. Lightning Round. Romance was delegated to the novels We Do Not Always Love You, which is a story about Renji and Rukia's wedding. You also have Ichigo dealing with his emotions and finally asking Ohime out after Renji gives him the push he needed. Side characters gained no resolution in the manga were given in the following stories: We Do Not Always Love You, Can't Fear Your Own World, new manga material such as Burn the Witch and the new Bleach arc, which may have started with the one-shot New Breaths from Hell. There's definitely more, but you get the idea. I want to focus on Can't Fear Your Own World for a minute, as it answers the last topic of the video, and this is truly gonna be a lightning round. Can't Fear Your Own World ties up messy plot threads Kubo gave to his writer. To clarify, all lore was written and thought of by Kubo, but was written by another author. Messy plot threads like Tozen's friend's killer, what is the Soul King, what was you watch, and how the universe was made, and even more. These are all answered within the mentioned novels above.